It's fine.
Deriving the relevance of mathematics. Ever since I was a little kid, math has always been my favorite subject. It's the one class that I knew I would never fall asleep in. It was my favorite class to walk into and my least favorite class to leave. And this passion for math came from my dad, as when I was younger, he would always work on math problems with me. Unfortunately, however, not everyone has the same passion for math as I do. In fact, how many people in this room, at any point in their lives, has ever asked this question: am I ever going to use this?
I think I did that today.
A little bit over half of people said this. So Stanford University did an online poll once, and anyone want to take a guess as to how many people said that math was their least favorite subject? Oh, you know the answer. Justin?
60%.
A little less than 60?
53.
Less?
40?
40%. 40% of people said that math was their least favorite subject. The second lowest was 17%, and 17% said it was gym. If you doubled the second lowest, it would only be 34%, which is still lower than math. So where does this hatred for math come from? One reason that a lot of people hate math is because math is a very abstract topic. So think about when you learn science in science class. When you learn about things that happen around you in chemistry, and you can touch, you can feel, you have an intuition for what's happening. Same thing in history. You can use common sense. You get a feeling between how humanities work. And in English, when you read books and literature of the past, it's basically communication, which we do every day. However, math can sometimes be abstract to people after basic arithmetic. Say, look at the left, and we have a line from a poem by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. We can all, without any type of analysis before, get a sense of what this means. Now take a look at the right. Does anyone have any idea what that means in any way?
Summations, fractions.
It's actually physics, and more specifically,
Einstein's equations.
it's more specifically, it's the Lagrangian model for how the universe works in the space-time continuum. And most of us still wouldn't know what that meant. Another reason people don't like math is because, plain and simple, math can be hard sometimes. And one of the reasons is because from 1997 to 2010, the number of 8th graders nationally taking algebra changed from 16% to 31%, almost doubled. And the problem with this, as I just mentioned, was how abstract math can be. Sometimes our brains, for 8th graders, sometimes they're not developed to understand abstract topics that well. Finally, we have math is hard work. So really quickly, I want to do a survey. What's the longest you guys have ever been working on one single math problem in your whole life? Anyone for 5 minutes at least? At least 10 minutes? 15 minutes? 30 minutes? 1 hour? 2 hours? 3 hours? Okay, so very few hands at this point are up. So I once had to spend 3 hours finding the derivation for one formula, known as Heron's formula, or more commonly, Hero's formula, because of how important it is. And my math mentor made me and around 10 other kids try to figure out this derivation. And afterwards, he congratulated me. Not because I was close to solving the problem. In fact, I wasn't even halfway done. But rather, he congratulated me because I followed his instructions and didn't ask him a single question about how to do it, unlike most kids. And the problem nowadays is technology. We have answers at our fingertips. So a lot of people don't like to think now, especially students currently, because we get frustrated and we look up answers faster. My current physics teacher says this many a times, and it's shown in the work that we do. He makes us solve problems, no matter how long it takes. It could take a total of 2 periods in one day. He'll make us think and think and think. So now we talked about why math is hard for some people, why people don't like it that much. But I want to talk about why it's actually helpful. So first off, math demonstrates creativity. Carl Friedrich Gauss, famous for Gauss's law, was once in kindergarten, and his teacher gave him a problem to solve because he was so far ahead of the other kids. And that problem was, what is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 plus 98 plus 99 plus 100? Now most of us know a way to solve this problem because of how far we've come in math. But back then, certain techniques, and creative techniques actually, weren't that famous. So his teacher was baffled when he came after 30 seconds and gave the answer, which is 5,050. And what he did was he took 1 and 100 and he added them up to get 101. He took 299, added up to get 101, and so on and so on and so on. And then he found that 100 plus 101 plus 101 plus 101 is really just 101 times how many 101s there are. And 101 times 50 is 5,050. But more importantly for you guys, math problems actually come up in interviews. In fact, a famous leaked math problem in an interview for IBM was, why is a pothole a circle? Not a pothole, a sewage drain a circle. And the answer to this problem is that no matter how you twist and turn the cover, it won't fall inside. Now, if you took a cube and you lifted it up and just rotated it this much and dropped it, it would fall in. So math could actually get you a job. Okay, so math also helps prevent diseases, such as Alzheimer's and dementia. So most of us know that the brain doesn't actually work like this. So what many people who are creative in math, they found that many people who are creative in math actually have stronger bonds between neurons in their brain. And this prevents these types of diseases. Now we move on to job applications. So here's some more obvious ones. First, we have physics. Many physics equations have been derived using basic algebra skills and some very complex calculus skills. In fact, Isaac Newton helped drove a lot of these equations using calculus. In fact, he invented calculus just to do physics problems. And then we have computer science. Some of us know that computer science works in binary bases and hexadecimals. And computers can only process these types of patterns. So whatever coding is being done, what's behind the actual computer are numbers. Now we have some not so obvious job applications. So on the right we have an animator. And animators actually have to know linear algebra. And linear algebra is not the study of y equals mx plus b. It's a lot more complex than that. It's what you learn usually after multivariable calculus. And animators need to know this to explain dilations, rotations, reflections in complex ways. And on the left we have the job of a doctor. So most of us would think that a doctor, of course, uses math. He uses basic arithmetic. He calculates dosages and reads scanners. However, did you know that doctors also have to use probability to test how risky something can be based on multiple statistics? He also, someone in the ER room would also have to be able to do mental math very, very quickly. And if he makes a mistake, obviously there's high risk. And finally, we have sports scouts. Sometimes managers and teams hire scouts based on their ability to create mathematical equations to test how good an athlete can be based on statistics. So stop and think for a minute how math is big in your daily life. Anyone here that does fantasy sports or gambling would know that math plays a major role in probability combinatorics. In fact, the MIT blackjack team makes millions of dollars every year because they do the math in their head at casinos located in Las Vegas. Then we have finances. We keep our budget. We plan our salaries and our expenses based on arithmetic. So to conclude, we have this quote by Thomas Edison. We often miss opportunity because it is dressed in overalls and it looks like work. So I want you guys to walk away knowing that just because math is a lot of work and it looks not important or dressed in overalls, that doesn't mean that there's nothing behind it. That doesn't mean it's unimportant in our daily lives. Thank you.